Good day, boxing fans. The hour is finally upon us. Japan's biggest super fight ever takes place Saturday on the zone, I think around about 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, South African time, at the Tokyo Dome, with two undefeated fighters, multi-weight world champions with high knockout ratios, clash. Somebody's O's got to go. Is it going to be the defending undisputed super bantamweight or junior featherweight champion Naoya the Monster Inoue, or is it going to be the challenger Junto Nakatani? Let's break down the fight. Naoya Inoue has cut a path of destruction through boxing as he ascended up the weights, became world champion for the first time as a junior flyweight, skipped over the flyweight division, won a world title as a junior bantamweight, and became undisputed champion at bantamweight and undisputed champion at super bantamweight or junior featherweight, as some call it, 122-pound division. So he's a 4-weight world champion, 2-weight undisputed champ. And so far, nobody has been able to beat him. But he has got his vulnerabilities, especially since he moved up in weight. It's more there for everyone to see. Now, ironically, Naoya Inoue is at his most vulnerable when he's at his most dangerous. When he smells blood, he goes after his opponent. Sometimes he squares up momentarily. And like anybody who throws punches with bad intentions, you also expose yourself. And he did take a knockdown against Luis Neri. But now the counter shot went down, and also when he last fought in America against Eric Cardenas, he took a flash knockdown. So he has got that vulnerability in him, but you know, he has improved in leaps and bounds. He's not just a slugger, he is a boxer as well. He can box beautifully, he's a great technician. All his punches are accurate, thrown with great precision, and that's what I like about Inoue. And we know he can come back, and when he's in trouble, like we saw way back then in his first fight against Nonito Donaire. He's been knocked down since, but he's never been in that sort of kind of trouble that he was there in that first fight. But you could clearly see how he adjusted from that, how he added layers to his game, and that is what I like. Now, Junto Nakatani, he's got the height and reach according to BoxRec. If you look at the stats on the ring, then he's got the height but not the reach. But be that as it may, if I go with BoxRec, it's only an inch reach advantage on Nakatani's side, even though he's taller than Inoue. So Inoue is one of those boxers that's got deceptive reach for his height, almost like Floyd Mayweather. So I don't think the physical advantage that Junto Nakatani's got is going to come into play that much. Nakatani is a southpaw. That's nothing that Inoue hasn't seen before. But it is the biggest challenge that Naoya Inoue is facing in a very, very long time. This, as I've said, Junto Nakatani was a world champion at flyweight, junior bantamweight, and unified champion at bantamweight, and now he seeks to take the undisputed junior featherweight super bantamweight title from Naoya Inoue. Now, many people thought he was the heir apparent to Inoue, but in his last fight against Sebastian Hernandez Reyes, Nakatani did not look good. He had to scramble, he squeaked home a very close decision. Some thought the Mexican fighter deserved the decision. I thought that Nakatani did maybe just enough to get to win, but his stock dropped a little bit. And now a lot of people think that now Naoya Inoue should be a very strong favorite. Now, that sort of reasoning can be dangerous. We think back years ago, I'm thinking back to Sugar Ray Leonard against Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Their first encounter took place, Hearns was ahead, Leonard came roaring back, stopped Hearns. It was about 8 years till their second encounter. Before they fought the second time, Hearns looked shot, he didn't look good, he just held on to squeak home a decision against a guy like James Kinshan. Nobody gave Tommy Hearns a chance on that night, but he knocked down Sugar Ray Leonard twice, and he got a draw, and many people at ringside felt that Tommy Hearns deserved the decision that night. So he upset the apple cart and surprised everybody. So fighters often fight up and down to the level of their opposition, and I think Junto Nakatani may have looked past Hernandez Reyes. Maybe not. Maybe we'll see in future fights that the Mexican fighter is much better than we expected. him to be, and that might also be it, but he didn't look good there. And what bothered Junto Nakatani was the non-stop pressure of Sebastian Hernandez Reyes, who just kept walking forward and threw a lot of punches. He didn't let Junto Nakatani dominate from the center of the ring, which brings me to my next point. Nakatani is a kind of fighter that likes to fight tall behind his southpaw stance, and everything is around his southpaw left, his second hand. He'll pull a little bit and try and use his jab as a rangefinder, but he's looking for a big, long, straight left, or sometimes he throws it as a loop, sometimes he goes to a body with it, but he's looking for that shot all the time. You know, sometimes he pulls out in the pulls out of his hands down and he gets nailed. So those things he's going to have to watch out for. So for Junto Nakatani, he's got to keep this fight in the center of the ring. He's got to land that big bomb on Inoue and then see if he can finish Inoue like nobody else could. So that is the thing for Junto Nakatani. Use his height, reach, and control the center of the ring. Stay out of the corners, stay off the ropes. And for Naoya Inoue, I think he's going to have to be intelligently aggressive as we used to seeing him. In his last fight, he had to go the distance as well against David Allen Picasso, but unlike Nakatani's fight against Sebastian Hernandez Reyes, there was no disputing the decision. Inoue won by a landslide. He just couldn't put Picasso away, who turned out to be very, very tough and durable. So I don't think either of his fighters are at their strongest as junior featherweights, but they're still much stronger than anybody else. So tell me in the comments, who do you have winning? Naoya Inoue or Junto Nakatani? How do they win and why do they win? Now for me, I'm a monster guy. I think he'll have to go up even more in weight for me to start picking against him. He does have his chinks in his armor, like I've mentioned. He's vulnerable when he gets too aggressive, and he's going to have to be careful with that against Junto Nakatani. Is it going to be a technical boxing match where they look at each other and the fight never gets going? That sometimes happens with these things. I'm thinking fighting at the Tokyo Dome among their hometown fans or their home country fans, that's not the Japanese mentality. I think they're going to fight. They will open up on each other, and I don't think their pride will allow them to just win a chess match. So I expect both to open up, and I expect Nakatani to have his moments, as will Inoue. But in the end, for me, it's quite simple. I just think Naoya Inoue's got more layers to his game. He's got a better variety of punches that he can throw. He's got more styles that he can fight. Inoue can just do a little bit more of a variety of things in the ring than Nakatani can. And for that reason, I'm going for Naoya Inoue in this fight. Can he stop Junto Nakatani? I think Nakatani will have what it takes to survive. And I think I'll be looking at a very good fight where both might rock the other. There might be knockdowns on both sides. It won't surprise me if Inoue gets knocked down. It won't surprise me if Nakatani gets knocked down. But in the end, I'm going for Naoya Inoue to win this by a unanimous decision. But it'll be a hard-fought decision. Both will have their moments. It might even be a rematch. But I just think Inoue, who are number 2 pound for pound on the Ring Magazine list, Nakatani number 6. I just think Inoue can do more than Nakatani can do. It's as simple as that. You know, they're both special talents, but I'm going to roll with Inoue in this match. So that's where I'm going for this in the Japanese super fight. It's highly possible that Nakatani can fight the fight of his life and finally be the guy to beat Inoue. He's got the best chance, I think, of anybody recently since the first Nonito Donaire fight. But Naoya Inoue, unanimous decision. That's how I think it's going to go. Guys, please remember, punch that like button. I appreciate that. That helps the algorithm here on YouTube, which is becoming increasingly tricky. And hit the subscribe button if you like the content. It doesn't cost you anything, helps the channel. And until we see each other again, remember to keep those hands up.